Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video this morning on XRP. Wanted to do a full update on what's going on, because as most of you know, I've been relatively bearish on XRP since Friday, basically. So since we broke down below the POC right here at 2.41. And what we have seen in the last 24 hours is that some more bullish momentum came into the markets, all right? And XRP has been not completely yet, but it has been able to at least regain some strength right here and break back above 2.41. So that's bullish technically. And then second of all, it's also trying to break above in general the entire POC, right? So you can see the most important level, I think, for XRP right here is actually 2.41. So breaking above that is already very positive. However, it's not the last level we have to break above to potentially get up to 2.75. Now, I still don't think it's most likely we're going to get to 2.75. There definitely is a chance, and the main thing that has changed, or at least that has changed my perspective on XRP, after saying yesterday that I thought it was most likely we would drop down lower, is a very strong opening from the stock markets. All right, the stock markets, or at least the futures, the pre-markets, are trading much higher. You can see right here that it's actually still rallying right here. We're up since the Friday close. Stock markets are up 1%, which for crypto terms is obviously nothing, but for the stock market, for the S&P 500, that's a lot. All right, so that's causing a lot of bullish pressure for Bitcoin. And what we talked about yesterday is that XRP is very correlated to Bitcoin. So this bullish momentum from Bitcoin is translating into XRP and is pushing it higher. If we take a look at XRP specifically, I mean, we already knew that there was some leverage coming in over the course of the weekend, Sunday morning, Saturday evening a bit. Leverage is not that high for XRP right now, so I'm not worried about one big move down. I'm more worried about Bitcoin potentially doing that. But you can see that, you know, the volume is up to $3 billion right here, which is good. But that's also normal after the weekend, right? After the weekend, new capital, new volume flows into the markets. And $3 billion, I would argue, for XRP is pretty normal to get on a Monday. Last Monday, it was $4 billion, for example. So I'm not sure if that's enough. I'm not sure if the volume right now and the reason why we're bullish is enough to break above this, or at least to break out of this POC area, which we are in right now, and to rally up to 2.75. Look, if the stock markets are going to continue to be very strong and we see some sort of massive recovery, then I do think we can break above this POC area and reach the top of the range, all right? Because the momentum that would stream into the crypto markets then would be amazing, all right? And that would pull up XRP as well, because XRP is still one of the strongest altcoins. But for now, I'm not convinced yet, all right? I'm not convinced yet about strength of the stock market on a Monday morning. Pre-market, the US market hasn't even opened. It leaves a massive gap to the downside, which could create some bearish volatility. And then looking at Bitcoin specifically, which is obviously the most direct correlation to XRP, you can see there's a lot of leverage coming in, and that tends to also not end well. And therefore, even though it's definitely a more realistic possibility to break above 2.5 here and to rally into 2.75, 2.85, basically the top of the range, I still have to be stubborn about it and say that I still do think it's more likely that we might have some sort of a bull trap here, but that ultimately we will still fall down into 2.3, 2.25, 2.15 potentially. Like I said, XRP is not over leveraged, so I do not expect a spike like this, for example, we had at the start of February, but I still lean bearish. And hopefully I'm wrong, but that is what I have to do based on what I see from the fundamentals. But that's what I think for now. So if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.